Yeah.
Okay, we will get started. Do we have the star of our show, Danny Sibley, joining us? I know that he was having a little bit of trouble just a few minutes ago, so just want to make sure that he is on.
It shows he's on and muted.
I think Lee's trying to work with him right now, getting him something going on up there.
Okay, yeah, he had a problem with his machine right before it was starting, so we'll hang on for just a second.
The project manager in Sherry is like, well, if he can't be on time, we're just going to have to go without him.
I know, that's what I'm thinking, you know. I know that we have other family members joining. Maybe we should just talk with them instead. I'm in presentation mode right now, so I can't tell who all is on. But Danny, can you hear us yet?
Yes, you're good. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Well, then I think we have everyone we need to go ahead and get started. And so, to everyone, this is a virtual retirement that we decided to complete for Danny due to the pandemic with COVID-19 and just trying to keep all of us safe. And for those of you who may be looking and saying, oh, she's not wearing a mask right now, no worries. Danny is right next door to me. At some point, we will trade off and have him come join me, and we will both mask up. So we're just trying to stay safe here. And but just want to say thanks to Danny. He started here in October 1989 and is planning to leave us tomorrow and January 29th. And so we wish you a happy retirement. And so, Danny, at this particular point, you've been here with the company 31 years and 3 months, and I think it's probably like 21 days or more now. And we just would like to say thanks to you. But before we really get started into this, what I'd like to do, I know that you have some family members that are joining us today. If you will give us a quick introduction of them.
Very good. I'm just checking who's here today, but I'm very pleased to have my family members with me. My wife, Rebecca, of almost 45 years. Rebecca, can you say hi?
Yes, thank you very much for doing this.
And so she's been the better part of this operation, and she certainly supported me here at Husqvarna in lots of ways, so I'm very appreciative of this lady. And then also I have my son, and I believe most of the, possibly the family members. I know Laurie's on. My son, JP, who's a minister here in Orangeburg, and started a new church just a few years ago. And with his wife, Laurie, my wonderful daughter-in-law. And they have 3 children. Isaiah, 14, Robbie, 12, and Brian, 9, and they're special in my life. And then I also have my daughter Jennifer here today, and I gave her husband, Brad, my fine son-in-law, permission to miss today. I told him it was the right thing, so he wanted to be here really, really badly. And Jennifer is a special ed teacher in Greenville area, and Brad is a history major, a college football player who now is a fine pesticide guy. And their 2 daughters are Mary Wallace, 3, and Laura Collins, 13. So all of my 5 grandchildren, Rebecca and I get to see with not too great a distance, and we're real thankful for that. Thank you.
Well, we are so glad that all of you could join us with this today. Sorry that we weren't able to do this in person with, the whole group, but we're appreciative that you allowed us to have Danny as part of Husqvarna with us. I can tell you from experience that Danny has spent numerous hours here, and while he has been on the team here with me, there's been several times when I've known that he was preparing for vacation to go back to Mississippi for home. And I knew that he was on vacation the next day, and he would still be here at 6 p.m. And I would say, Danny, aren't you taking vacation tomorrow? Why are you still here? And then I would leave and find out when he returned that, he may not have left out of here to 10 p.m. And he would say, oh, no big deal. I'm driving during the night. And I was like, oh, that's even worse. You're working all day and now you're driving in the night. I'm not sure if that's good at all. But then he convinced me that he was going to take a few stops along the way. So thanks to the family for allowing Danny to support us here. And we appreciate everything that he has done. So Danny, we appreciate your dedication to Husqvarna, and as I was just talking there, the long, extensive hours that you have put in. There's been times, you normally shut the lights off here, and when there has been issues with the plant, we really appreciate you chipping in and helping us out there and going that extra mile that, a lot of people would not do, but, you have the dedication there, just making sure that, we keep the plant running and that we have everything in order for the next day, so we really appreciate that. And then just the honesty and trustworthy, just knowing that we could depend on you, that's much appreciated. Your detail and documentation on projects was just outstanding. If we ever needed to go back and look at some work that you've done or either pull up anything that you've done in the past, that has been great. And for those of you guys who may be on the call here, for those of you who know that we recently had a supply chain issue where one of our vendors would not be able to supply us with transaxles due to COVID-19, Danny just happened to have a transaxle that was on his shelf for about a year that was shipped in here wrong. And with us talking through this project, Danny's a pack rat. He doesn't throw much away. But right now he's got his office cleaned out pretty well. But he had kept this transaxle, and it really saved us with this project that was given to us around October of last year, and we were able to do a lot of pre-work on that before we were able to get the latest transaxle from Hydrogear. And so we thank Danny for that. So we were able to kind of work ahead of the curve there, and so we appreciate that particular point of him keeping all of his documents. So really appreciate everything he's done there. And then followed the project completely through the process. He always made sure that he was hands-on, and if there was something that was going to be implementation and go all the way through the process, he was making sure that he was there for it and just completely supported it and made sure that there was no issues. And there's not many times that I know that anything was implemented that Danny touched. In fact, I don't know if any time of anything that Danny touched that he implemented that we had a issue. So really appreciate, his thoroughness in the projects and making sure that everything is ready. And then the abundance of product knowledge. We really hate to see that walk out after 31 years. There's so much that Danny can tell us from stories being here. And so we're really going to miss that, Danny. And a few things that we're going to remember about Danny from the group here is stories of his life experiences. He's told us many of those. And so that's going to be something that we're going to miss. And then if Danny tells you it will be a minute, you need to plan for at least 10, because he probably has a story that he's going to tell you with that. And so these are just some fun things that we thought of here. And then Danny will be confident to give you an answer on a question. And then as soon as you take 2 steps away, he'll say, wait a minute, I need to think about that. And he says, let me think about that for a second. And then, of course, you'll get into this 10-minute conversation, and then you'll land right where his first answer was, but it's like he's second-guessing himself. And those are some things that we'll remember about Danny, but it's been fun working with you, Danny. And then I thought that this picture here would work perfect after those of you who were in the R&D team that saw Danny's Meet the Engineer this week. I had already put this presentation together and had it, and I was like, oh, my presentation is going to be right in line with what he did because Danny likes to hunt. And some of the folks in our group here gave some feedback of what we hope you do during retirement here. And so there's a pretty picture there for you. Be sure to sleep in, we hope, and go hunting and fishing more. Now you can wear your old Mississippi shirt every day instead of the Husqvarna blue. You will have plenty of time to chat with people, complete home tasks and spreadsheets. He was telling us a story of how he bought his last truck. I think it was during our Christmas lunch here. And so we know that he'll have plenty of time to complete his tasks going forward now. And then spend more time with your grandchildren, who we have heard a lot about. And so we hope you can take more time with that and family and enjoy that. And then thought you would enjoy this picture here because since you're from Mississippi there. And try to relax. Enjoy your hobbies. And try not to think of Husqvarna. But don't forget to stay in touch with us. And don't forget to not drive to work on Monday. But also, they put Saturday in the schedule, so don't come in Saturday either. We were kind of laughing about that here in the group and said, oh, we've got one more day for Danny to work here because he'll be in tomorrow. And said, we put Saturday in the schedule just for Danny. So, but we're trying to make sure that Danny remembers, don't come in Saturday. You can't do that. So we hope that you enjoy your retirement starting tomorrow. And give us a call and just stay in touch with us. The next few slides is a few pictures that I had of Danny, just a few snapshots here. And then one of this, you will probably enjoy this one. This is the one that I had where Mary Wallace was born in 2017. And so children of Danny, please don't get mad with me because this is the only baby picture I had. So it's not like it's the favorite grandchild. But so don't get mad with me there. That's all I had of what had come in, and so. But I thought that was great. I didn't see that in Danny's slide this week, and so I wanted to share that with you guys. And then, most important, Danny, we want you to relax and enjoy life. The best is yet to come. And then this is one of the last photos here that we have. Congratulations, Danny, to you. But this was his ugly Christmas sweater that he wore in on December. We had a whole week of different things that we did with HR, and so he made a sweater, and he came in, and so I thought I would take a picture of him there. And Danny, we're truly going to miss you. We're going to miss all of your stories and all of the experience that you had, and we really do appreciate everything that that you have done here over the years at Husqvarna. And so just want to take the time to thank you for that. And I would ask you to, if you can, to step around and join me. And guys, I'm going to take this off of this mode here, and hopefully I will be able to share my screen or stop sharing, and you guys can see us as Danny joins me. I'm going to mask up here. Danny, we would like to present you with this plaque here of 31 years of dedication and service with the company. And so we really do appreciate your service, and hopefully you can hang this and remember us with this.
Oh,
so
wow.
Thank you so
Wow.
much.
Wow. Big thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And then also, we have the gift card from Husqvarna. We will share that with Miss Rebecca, and I'm sure that she will enjoy spending that. Then we also have a gift card here from R&D, and we hope you can enjoy that. So,
Wow.
you can let her choose which one she wants, and she might want both of them, and that's fine too, because she's put up with a lot of all those extra hours that you've given us here. So she deserves
I'm pretty
that.
sure she can make this decision.
Yeah, and then here's a card here from R&D, and so we hope that you enjoy all that. And again, we really appreciate everything that you've done.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
so we're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you.
You got to me with those kind words. That was very nice. Thank you, Sherry. I
Well,
really appreciate it.
Very good. And so I'm gonna let Danny go back to his desk, and then I'm gonna open up the floor for the rest of you if any of you have anything that you would like to share. But first, I'd like to pass it over to Brad. You can go. But let's give Danny a chance to get back to his desk, and you'll see him on the screen. Guys, I had my headphones plugged in. Could you guys hear that at all?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. That's my mistake.
You can see me?
Well, thanks, Shirley. I wanted to, or am I echoing to everybody else, or is it just me? Maybe it's fixed. I wanted to share like a little bit of a story about Danny. I worked in Orangeburg for, I guess, the first maybe 8 years when I came to Husqvarna. And many of those years, I worked either right across from Danny or right beside him. So I know a few things about Danny that some people don't, and I'm going to share them with you now. So Danny's probably gritting his teeth and holding onto his chair really tight. So I'm going to, if you'll give me just a little leeway, I'm going to weave a few things together here. First of all, Danny has a pretty thick Mississippi accent, and you South Carolina folks have tried to sort of wring that out of him and have him talk in a South Carolina dialect, but it just hasn't worked, clearly. We all know that. Also, you may not know, Danny tends to talk to himself. He is known for giving himself little pep talks and little comments to himself. And then thirdly, and this is a bit of an odd one, especially given the COVID thing, but I consider Danny to be a prolific and explosive sneezer. So what would occasionally happen, now keep in mind for years I worked, literally feet away from Danny. What would happen many, many times, Danny would sneeze and then he would make this comment. And I'm going to try to simulate this. You guys give, against my better judgment, I'm going to try to do this. Achoo! And then he would say, oh, almost turned inside out on that one. And this, now 10 years on, 8 or 10 years since I sat beside Danny, that is still stuck in my head. And to this day, sometimes I'll sneeze, especially around my kids, and I'll mutter in my fake Mississippi accent that phrase. And they look at me like I'm crazy, but Danny, your legacy lives on. It is stuck in my head, and I have to do that. So thanks for letting me tell that story on you, Danny. Another thing, I just want to say thanks. And I was thinking about you retiring and how, many years ago, now 17 or 18 years ago, I came into the company as a younger engineer. Maybe not young, but, I'm feeling pretty old at this point. So younger, and how important it was to me to see, as Sherry mentioned, your work ethic, and then also, your dedication and your competence. You're a really good engineer, and we don't take that for granted. And then also the respect you had for yourself and how you treated everyone around you. And, I was thinking, Danny, not just for me personally, but all the people that you've been around and how you have set an example for how to be professional and how, that's affected my career and the way that I act. And I'm sure it has affected others. And I just want to say thanks. So I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the heck out of your retirement.
You're very kind, Brad. Thank you. And I'm just glad I taught you something about the sneeze and all.
Okay, I'm going to open up the floor to see if anyone else has anything to share. I had this set up for an hour, but we may not need an hour, just to make sure that we have plenty of time there.
Can I make another comment, Sherry?
Sure.
Maybe I should have done that. But, I was thinking about all the years here and all the people like you that I've worked with and just how enjoyable it has been working with you guys. I remember back in the early 90s, I was in a group that got assigned to the factory, and we we sort of sniffed out projects from the assembly lines and other places in the plant. And one day this was for a few months, I was actually out on the assembly line, and I was working on some things. I had my hands busy, and I noticed one of the operators on the line was struggling and a little bit, and I thought, man, I may need to stop and go over there and help that person. It kept getting a little bit worse, and then all of a sudden I noticed the person behind him and the person in front of him picked up one or two of his jobs and hit whatever had caused the problem. And before long, there were 4 or 5 of them sort of helping one another get over that rough spot until he began to catch up. And then within a short period of time, he caught up and everything was running smoothly on the line. And I've always remembered that picture, not only thinking about the operators on the line, but what I've seen all over this company and what so many of you have meant to me at various times. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Danny.
Danny, it's fun. We haven't spoken in a little while. I did not pick up the same teachings that you gave Brad, but I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciated working with you. And I found it quite interesting. Like Sherry mentioned earlier, I remember working with you on the T2 HP project. And it fought us the whole way, Danny. And you were there late and you were there early. And you were doing calculations and working with Hydrogear. And I found it, funny how life works, that one of the last projects you helped us with is kind of re-picking that back up and introducing it back into production again. And so, again, I just want to say thank you. I wish I could be there to shake your hand and give you a hug, but that's not going to happen these days. But I like Brad and Sherry have mentioned before, whenever anything came from you, I knew that you had looked at once, twice, and maybe 3 times. And I really appreciate the level and quality of work that you were able to provide us, because it just made my job so much easier. And having people like you around makes my job and Brad's job and Sherry's job a ton easier. And we're going to miss the heck out of you, Danny. And all the best.
Thank you so much, and all your support, Juan, and also thanks for the help with the Spanish. So,
Poquito.
Gracias.
Sherry, you're on mute.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have anything else to share?
Hey, Danny. I just want to thank you for the years of working with you, the dedication you had to Husqvarna as a whole, and things. The things that you've done over the years. The one project that always sticks with me is the shifter control that we use on our tractors today. Had that project not been done, we would never achieve the run rates that we run at today in the assembly area on tractors. And the other thing was Sherry, she mentioned the number of years. I sent her a comment, but in Husqvarna years, you've been here about 217 years, I think it is. And just the experience and knowledge that we're going to lose with you leaving the company. I know you're just around the corner if we ever need something, but we appreciate everything you've done. You've been a good friend, and you're a true family man. So thank you much.
Thank you, Dan. We had some great years.
Okay, going once or twice. Okay, just like to say thanks again to everyone who has attended this virtual retirement. Tomorrow, for those who are here, we have a small group here that we're going to enjoy cake with Danny. I wanted to take this time with everyone to be able to join us. And Danny, we just really appreciate everything that you have done, and we hope you enjoy retirement for many, many, many years. And just keep in touch with us.
Thank you so much, Sherry, and I will. And I've really enjoyed looking up and down this list. I just can't believe how many of you turned out here today. And I know you took valuable time away to do that, and it means a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye,
That's your character.
Take care, Danny.
Thanks,
Danny.
Enjoy retirement, Danny.
Thank you.
You burned it.
Happy
Yes,
retirement,
you
Danny.
Well, thank you.
Have a retirement, Danny. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Tyrone.
Oh, Tyrone. All right.
Yes.
I may see you around.
Yes. Take care.
All right, Danny, all the best.
Thank you,
See you,
Juan.
bud.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Danny. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. We love you.
Bye.
Bye, Dad. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Congrats.
Bye.
See y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well,